Title: The Rise, the Fall, and the Question of Unity. 1,500 years ago, the world was drowning in division. Tribes fought tribes, nations crushed the weak, color decided value, wealth decided respect, power belonged only to those who ruled with fear. In that time, people believed unity was impossible. They believed humans were born to dominate or be dominated. Then something unexpected happened. In a dry desert land, far from empires and palaces, a message began to spread. Not a message of conquest, not a call for revenge, but a call for unity. It said that all humans came from the same origin, that no tribe was greater than another, that no color made one superior, that leadership was not about ruling people but serving them. This message changed hearts before it changed borders. Men who once fought over bloodlines stood shoulder to shoulder. The rich and the poor shared the same ground. Former enemies became brothers. Strength was no longer measured by swords, but by discipline, justice, and unity. Within a few decades, history shifted. A united people rose, not because they had more weapons, but because they trusted each other. They built systems where justice mattered more than status, where knowledge was valued more than lineage, where leadership was a responsibility, not a privilege. Civilizations grew, cities flourished. Science, medicine, mathematics, and philosophy reached heights the world had never seen. And the secret behind all of it was simple: unity. But history has a habit of repeating itself. As generations passed, unity slowly weakened. People began to argue over power instead of principles, over titles instead of truth, over identity instead of values. What once united them became labels to divide them. And just like that, cracks appeared. Empires that once stood firm began to fall, not because enemies were strong, but because unity was lost from within. Now, fast forward to today. We live in an age of satellites, artificial intelligence, and instant communication. We can speak to someone across the world in seconds. We can access centuries of knowledge with a single click. Yet, despite all this progress, humanity feels more divided than ever. Nations argue. Communities clash. People cancel each other over opinions. Religion is misunderstood. Culture is weaponized. Truth is replaced with noise. Everyone wants to be heard. Few want to listen. We march together, yet think separately. We stand together, yet trust no one. If someone from 1,500 years ago walked into our world today, they would not be impressed by our technology. They would not ask about our skyscrapers or our speed. They would ask, "Why are you divided when you have every reason to be united?" Because the truth is painful. We have more tools than ever, but less patience. More information, but less wisdom. More freedom of speech, but less respect for differences. Unity does not mean everyone thinks the same. Unity means everyone values the same core principles: justice, dignity, and humanity. History proves one thing again and again. When people are united by values, they rise. When they are divided by ego, they fall. The past is not just a story, it is a mirror. It shows us what happens when unity is protected, and what happens when it is ignored. The question is no longer about history. The question is about us. Will we repeat the mistakes of the past, or will we learn from it? Because unity is not built by words alone. It is built by actions, patience, and sacrifice. And the future does not belong to the strongest nation, the richest economy, or the loudest voice. The future belongs to those who choose unity in a world addicted to division. History is watching. The past has already spoken. Now, it is our turn to answer.